I feel like my face looks weird right now, probably because it's like 7 a.m. and I never film at this time, so I'm like, wake up! Hello guys, it's Adrienne Finch here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 2 of my Money and Mindset series here on my channel. If you missed episode 1, I will link it down below. It was all about goal setting, how to guarantee that you can achieve your goals no matter what. Today we're gonna talk about productivity hacks in relation to going back to school, going back to college, or just neither of those and just in life in general. You know that I love my little life hacks, but I've really started to take a new approach to kind of all the types of videos I do and really start thinking in terms of mindset training, positivity, manifestation, and just how to have the life you want, how to be able to do what you want when you want using these techniques. Productivity is huge for me because I'm extremely ADD. It's very hard for me sometimes to focus and to be as productive as I want to be. So today I'm going to share with you guys my favorite productivity hacks. And before we get started, I do want to let you know I'm doing a little giveaway. So I'm giving away these things. All you have to do in order to win this is go follow me on Instagram and tag 2 friends in my giveaway post, which I will link down below. And I will announce the winner a week from today on my Instagram stories. All right, you guys, let's get into it. Hack number 1 is to have a clean environment, because a clean environment equals a stress-free zone. I cannot emphasize this enough, you guys. This is not just a me thing. This is like a scientific thing. Subconsciously, if you are in a stressful environment, a messy environment, anything like that, you will not be as focused, you will not be as productive, whether you know it or not. How I like to make sure that I have a stress-free zone is to always have a clean room. This I struggle with all the freaking time. For me, it is so hard for me to wrap my mind around any task, whether that's packing for a trip, doing work, if I'm sitting in a messy room. A cluttered space is a cluttered mind, so cleaning my room is so important. Secondly, speaking of clutter, decluttering in general. So just like a lot of people nowadays just have too many belongings, and I'm not saying go be a minimalist, but like recently I've just really cleaned out my room in terms of clothing that I never wear anymore, and I thought I got rid of everything, and then my friend came in town and she basically forced me to get rid of like legitimately everything in my closet that I haven't worn in so long. It was really hard to let go, but once I decluttered, I honestly felt so good. And this also included just throwing things away that I don't need. And speaking of throwing things away, you guys, and this is a really random side note, but we've always had an issue with garbage. It always smelled, and it just was always a weird situation when people walk into our house. It like smelled weird. So I got sent this like amazing garbage can from Simple Human. If you guys were following my moving vlogs at all over on my vlog channel, you'll know I struggled with this. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Simple Human, because honestly, it doesn't smell. The surface is fingerprint proof, which is so nice, and it just has that foot pedal. Super awesome. They also sent me this soap dispenser, which is like an automatic hand soap dispenser. It is so awesome. I just put some liquid dish soap in there and put my hands under it. Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to Simple Human. Literally best brand for things like this ever. I'll link what I got down below, but it also just made me kind of excited to declutter. I know that's weird. And then also just organizing your belongings, I think is really important, because something I realized over time, it's really important to keep track of your finances, keep track of your receipts and your tax documents and medical documents and everything like that. It's really easy to just become super cluttered with all sorts of papers and everything. And now that I finally found a really good way to organize all of my stuff, it's out of my mind. It's kind of like when you have a to-do list in your brain and then you put it on paper, you can forget about it in your mind and it's not stressing you out anymore because you know it's on paper. So you know that, oh, it's there, I don't have to think about it. So really organizing your life on a deeper level, I think is also incredibly important. Step number 2 is to use a productivity planner or some kind of method to develop a routine when it comes to planning out your life and things that you have to do and tasks and to-do lists, whether it's for work or school or pleasure. This will just help you to really map out your tasks so that, again, your brain can be just like alleviated from this stress. And I think a lot of people overlook the importance of this, so I'm really gonna emphasize it right here. In my mind, there are kind of 2 methods for this. Number 1 is to use a productivity planner, which can be in many forms. This planner is really good for when it comes to prioritizing, because prioritizing is a really important part of crafting out your perfect day, which I will go into more detail later on in other videos. But this one is very good for actually prioritizing. So it kind of asks you what the most important tasks of the day are, secondary tasks of importance, and then the additional tasks. I also think you could use this in addition to another day planner, just to like really focus on priorities, but then still have your to-do list. And part of this will be figuring out what is best for you. I'll link these ones and my favorite methods down below. Another one I have is a fit planner. Maybe you're trying to get more healthy and more in shape and also eat healthier, but also map out your day, map out your priorities. This fit planner can be a really cool thing for that. It also just helps you to express gratitude, which I think is such a good morning routine and habit to get into, because it's incredible what our minds can do when we really think positively and really express gratitude. gratitude. Then there's my method, which I use a daily planner that maps out kind of each hour of the day. It was so important to me to find a planner like this. I literally almost made my own because I couldn't find one anywhere. Finally found one. I've had the hardest time actually finding it online, so I will try to link it down below. But basically the night before every single day, no matter how tired I am, every single day, I map out everything I need to do the next day. I make an actual schedule, so with an hour, like a time. Granted, I'm not always going to stick to this exact time, and that's okay. More just like laying out the foundation so that you have something that you can wake up right away, not even think about it, and just go to your to-do list, stay on task. And then it makes you feel like you've achieved these little milestones and these little goals because you're crossing off all these things. Versus just being completely scatterbrained when you wake up and like trying to sort out what's the most important thing to do, what's not, when do I have time to do this, I need to send this email. It's just way more stressful, which will cause you to be way less productive. So my biggest thing that I've been saying so much, and I got this from my consulting course that I'm taking, is plan tomorrow today. That's like my favorite quote ever. If I can drill that into your head, I will. Plan tomorrow today. And the other method is really using organizational iPhone apps or computer apps. So if you prefer kind of the digital way to do this, there are plenty of apps that are incredible for this, for prioritizing, goal planning, to-do lists, all that kind of stuff. So I will link down below a video that I've done in the past about my favorite productivity app. So I'll link that down below. If you feel like you prefer more of the app method, great. If you prefer the planner method, great. And to be honest, I prefer both, but really just about finding what works best for you. The next crazy important thing, number 3, develop a routine. Now, a morning routine and a night routine, maybe a daily routine, something that stays the same. Every single morning, you brush your teeth, you get your coffee, you get your breakfast, you read for 30 minutes, and then you start your day. Whatever it is, it sounds so small and not necessarily important, but we are creatures of habit, and I learned this from my ADHD doctor, actually. Our brains want simplicity. They want routine. They want us to eat at the same time, go to sleep at the same time, get the same number of hours of sleep. The reason why is just that our brains, when they get into a routine like that, it just causes you to be able to focus on your day more and not stress out. Granted, that's very hard to do. I wouldn't say that I have accomplished that for sure, but I have noticed that having somewhat of a morning routine and a night routine, no matter what, has really helped me to get in this rhythm, and it's surprising how much more focused I've been from doing that. And by the way, developing these routines, it is really, really important in my head to schedule in specifically like rest and relaxation time. We all have this habit of overworking and hustling and not relaxing, and let me tell you, that is the #1 killer of productivity. You will be so much less productive if you don't schedule in relaxation time. And I'm talking hobbies. Write a list down of things that you enjoy, things that are just resting, and like whether that's watching Netflix, going on a walk, playing sports, whatever it is, write those things down and make sure to schedule in one thing a day that you do. I don't care if it's 5 minutes or 2 hours. You need that. Another reason routines are important is because we only have so much decision-making capability in one day. Our brains get exhausted from making decisions, and so when you don't have to make that many decisions because you already know your routine, you know when you're gonna get up, you know what you're gonna have for breakfast, it just makes our lives easier, and it leaves the decision-making, like brain power, for the way more important decisions that you have to make. I learned this through a number of people. Something you notice is that a lot of very successful people dress the same exact way every single day. Granted, I will never be this person. I'm just way too into fashion and style. But the reason that those people do that is because they're eliminating one more decision that they have to make. They don't want to decide what they want to wear in the morning because they have better and bigger decisions to make. So I just think that's a really powerful thing if you apply that to things other than just your outfit, but just like your daily routine. And the last one, I think, and this also has partially to do with goal setting, but breaking down big tasks into smaller tasks is so important. I know you guys have probably heard this 1,000 times, but I can't stress enough how important it really is to break down big tasks, especially long, daunting ones, into small chunks. It also just makes you feel more accomplished because each time you finish one of those smaller tasks, you can check that off the list, and it makes you feel a bigger sense of accomplishment rather than, oh my gosh, I'm not achieving this goal, I'm not finishing this task. Instead of like looking at it negatively, you're looking at it positively because you've broken this down into a lot smaller chunks and you have achieved those. So there you have it. Those are my top productivity hacks and tips. I know these aren't like the hacks in a traditional sense of what you think when I say hack, but these are just actually on a deeper level, I think so important, and also things that we hear often, but that we don't necessarily actually implement into our lives, and we don't necessarily realize how important they are. So I hope that you got some inspiration, some motivation from this video. I hope that you go home and be the most productive, slaying king or queen out there. And remember that I am doing this giveaway, so be sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to enter into that. And I will link some other just resources and cool things I've been reading and whatnot down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again, Simple Human, for sending me those products. I wanted to shout them out. They are awesome. And yeah, I hope you guys just have an awesome day, an awesome week. Remember, plan tomorrow today. You're gonna kick butt. I need some sort of like motto for this series so that I can say that, but I don't even know what that is yet. I'll figure it out later. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.